Public art, that is, art displayed in public places, has been around for centuries. Statues of notable people may be the most common, but nowadays we see murals on the sides of buildings or art installations in parks.
But there is another kind of public art that pops up on downtown streets around the country, and some of it is made possible by a company in Maine. It all began in Belfast, and 207's Don Kerrigan has the story.
So if you were on this corner, there would be one bear here, one there.
A street-level celebration with fiberglass bears decorated by artists all over the downtown.
Nothing works like this. To see kids run from one bear to the next with their parents and their family in tow.
Hurley got the bear idea from cows. Hundreds of fiberglass cows he saw the year before in downtown Chicago.
When you saw it, what did you think?
We got to do this in Belfast. That's what I thought.
The very next year, they did the first Bear Fest, and it was a hit.
I mean, it was phenomenal.
And that Belfast Bear Fest got noticed all over.
Immediately, the phone is ringing. We want to do a duck fest, a golf ball fest, a moose fest, dinosaurs, and I very quickly go, I can help you with that.
Thus was born his business, Fiberglass Farm, creating a menagerie of figures for sidewalk art, moose in Vermont, cows and bears in other states, birds and bunnies, even fish. Yep, even this giant loon, 17 feet, perched above the lake in Lincoln.
We made like the largest longhorn steer for the University of Texas. We made a life-size Tyrannosaurus Rex. I've visited that in Orlando.
Most of them not made in Maine. He works with fiberglass businesses in several other states, but does use a Maine sculptor for one-of-a-kind creations.
Jen Dubord out of Fairfield. She is a great artist.
Hurley says she created the sturgeons that adorn downtown Augusta in the summer of 2022. But a dozen or so years back, a new market showed up, bobbleheads. But not these little ones, 8-foot-tall bobbleheads, like the one he showed to 207's Caroline Cornish in 2014.
Even famed baseball player and manager Tommy Lasorda has his own life-sized bobblehead, courtesy of Mike Hurley's Fiberglass Farm.
Mr. Lasorda saw the image and he goes, I don't look good enough.
His phone began ringing even more.
I didn't make these big bobbleheads because that led to, let's make a bunch of rings, let's make a 10-foot tall gold glove.
Pro sports teams wanted giant copies of their championship rings.
Then you get another call like, hey, calling from the Green Bay Packers, or hey, I'm calling from the San Francisco Giants.
Hurley says he's not a big sports fan himself, but he loves getting that sports business.
Is there anything that you've always wanted to make and haven't?
Last year, I made the championship ring for the Dodgers, the baseball World Series, they won it. The Florida Panthers won the National Hockey League, and the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. I want to know what's wrong with the NBA. They haven't bought a ring yet.
And there's a place just outside Boston, Mike says, that needs to call.
And by the way, why haven't the Patriots bought a ring? That is who I would love to do.
Fiberglass Farm did make the Wally the Green Monster statue at Fenway and creations at many other sports stadiums, with more in the works.
You were mayor when you brought the bears here, right?
Yeah.
25 years after those first bears, Mike says the business is still fun. There has been a learning curve, like just how much an 8-foot bobblehead should really bobble.
You know, I've seen kids stand there going, you know, so we've made them over the years they've become stiffer and stiffer.
And he learned something else about the business right from the start, from those cows in Chicago. Art and fun done right, with a little fiberglass reinforcement, can make communities stronger.
A lot of those fiberglass creations on the streets are temporary and get auctioned off to raise money for charity.
Some are more permanent, like those sports rings or Wally at Fenway, and of course, that great big loon in Lincoln. It might be worth the drive to take a look.